In little standoff before they went for the footy. Scarlett able to hassle him over to the boundary line there. Chef saying it might have been out on the full. Nice crowd tonight, 46,000. Geelong will take that home game here. Simpson proves elusive that time. Chris Judd. Haven't seen a lot of it this year of the running and goal kicking. Favola and Scarlett go for it again. Mackie with the tricks there. For Ling, and now Wachinski starting very deep with this run. How far can he help the Cats carry it?
Selwood. Cruiser makes the spoil on Kelly.
Chris Judd just won't stop. You see Fev. Fev's looking as if he's exhausted. Well, this bloke in picture, he's run 10 times more than Fev. The only worry you have is he doesn't have the penetration in his kicking, which I reckon he once did. I still think the groins aren't 100%.
Armfield from Swan Districts making his debut tonight. Brave effort here. Good effort.
Showing some good signs, Armfield.
He's got some dash and dare.
And he has a crack, doesn't he? Takes the opposition on.
He's had 21 disposals, Armfield.
Fisher knows he's too far out. He waited till the right moment. And the right man was Eddie Betts. It's been a good start by the blonde-haired Western Australian. Now Betts. Man on the mark about 30 metres out. Gibbs made a late offer, which Betts decides against. And he steers it home for the Blues' 11th goal.
Let's have a look at some of David Wachinski tonight. Player that goes under the radar a bit. Have a look at the electrifying pace. He just adds so much of an X factor to this Geelong side. Been fantastic tonight. Love it when he does this. Just uses his speed. His first 3 or 4 steps, that pick up and turn of speed was just unbelievable. So important to this side because he's something different to the big, strong bodies. And he's been very good tonight, Wolsey.
Yes, and just shows you can recover after a knee reconstruction.
61 is the damage at the moment. Blake, Rook and Bentic. That surely was a high tackle.
No.
Actually, maybe it wasn't.
In the back or stomp on the head.
Got a bit of a stomp on the head, but that's all fair in love and war. Blake cleverly to Corey this time. The wrestle with Varco and Brown. Murphy wanted it more than most. They're helping the exit clause out the back for Cruiser.
Been a good move putting Cruiser into defence. Been good for his development.
Wasn't a great kick. Made Big Hampson work for it, and he was surrounded by a little Geelong midgets who take it away. Bartel to Kelly, long for Stokes, can flash by, Burns, a little lookalikes combined. Steve Johnson, not even he can get out of that.
You asked earlier, Tim, didn't you, whether they flirt with their form a little bit, because they just give the option at every stage. They're so unselfish. This happens to them sometimes. They overdo it, they get caught, but I love it's the way they play team footy.
Bentic, beautifully run down by Johnson, and it's over and out.
I think in that case, Burns was just thinking it might have been a little self-indulgent to bend it back, but they are so good at that now that it's a shot that can be taken without it being seen to be overdoing it and testing the limits of the percentages. Stevens clearing for the Blues. Harley, big body in front of Fisher. Bartel. It's pretty good placement and a good pair of hands on the end of it in Mackie.
So what they do really well also, Geelong, is that they know when it's their turn to do a really lockdown job. Corey Enright, they said Eddie Betts is a dangerous player. Go back and just beat Eddie Betts, and so he doesn't worry about winning a lot of the footy. Matthew Scarlett, you're playing on for Violet. Don't worry about winning a lot of the footy. And a couple of others, Mackie, you got a chance to freewheel a bit tonight and earn more of it. They know their role so well.
Big curling miss from Mackie. So it's Geelong's 19th behind and a 62-point lead. It's going to be on about their average in recent outings against Carlton. In fact, in the last 3, they'd won by 65 points and upwards, so slightly under that average. But they have very much had Carlton's measure, and it will be 7 out of 7 for Geelong in matches against the Blues here at Telstra Dome. Fisher to Stevens. Rook with Murphy. Rook stealing it. Ling. Murphy's down, but doesn't look to be badly hurt. Carlton can come again through Fisher.
And Gibbs is on the loose out at half forward. Now he's got time here to try and steady and nail the goal, which he does.
He's a nice player.
Hopefully your prognosis was right. Murphy does look a little sore there, Tim. Might have been a little bit of a twist of the knee early in that passage of play.
I reckon it might have been the just the knee of Bartel into the thigh. Cork thigh.
Bit of corking going on.
Bit of corking, yeah. Nothing untoward about it.
Bit of unsociable football, Luke.
Yeah.
I think we can safely put that in the accidental category.
We're looking at Mark Blake. He's had more hit-outs than anyone, 29. Do you see improvement in him this year? Of course, he missed the premiership last season.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I must admit, I probably underestimated him at the start of the year and late last year. I thought that he had a long way to go in his development. By the injury of Ottens, he's had to take the whole #1 ruck role, and he's done it pretty admirable, really, without a hell of a lot of support. He's very good at the centre square bounce. He gets his hand on that a lot. We know he's got a bit of room to improve around the ground, but with Ottens back, he's about a 20% better player.
Thought for a moment Joel Selwood was about to hold the ball overhead there and indicate that some tempo football was going to be played. In fact, perhaps it is. 31 minutes gone, final term. Milburn. The great tradesman he is. That's a pretty good kick for Johnson.
This bloke will use it. He'll use it to advantage.
He's done it from every angle. Can he produce some length? You never know. No, he just held the kick.
It's a great kick.
It is a great kick. He set it up for Lonergan, and he just wasn't good enough to grab it.
Well, there it is. And it is a big win to Geelong. The final margin, 56 points, but it could well have been a lot more.